Have you ever wondered what buildings to prioritize when playing Palmon Survival? Well, in today's video, we will be talking about buildings, covering a number of different topics. First, why buildings are important. Next, what each building does. Then, which buildings to prioritize. And finally, what buildings you will need to upgrade in the future. In Palmon Survival, your camp is comprised of a variety of buildings. These buildings are how you do things, like training troops and researching technology. Leveling up buildings is important because it'll allow you to collect more resources and unlock better technologies and tiers of troops. Without leveling up buildings, you will not be able to progress in Palmon Survival. Let's talk about what each building does. Your camp is the heart of your buildings in Palmon Survival. Upgrading your camp will give your Palmon more stats, allow you to upgrade your Palmon to a higher level, and most importantly, allows you to start making the next level of buildings. The nursery is not a building you can upgrade, but is an important building nonetheless. The nursery allows you to breed Palmon to combine a Palmon with a mix of their parents' traits. The furnace and the ore stockpile are a package deal, where the ore stockpile is where your Palmon store the ore they've mined, and the furnace is where your Palmon smelt the ore and turn it into steel. Upgrading the ore stockpile will increase the amount of ore you can store at one time, while upgrading the furnace will increase the amount of steel you smelt per hour. The pumpkin and tomato farms are where your Palmon grow food to eat. Food is important because if your Palmon are hungry, they'll become less productive to the point where they can stop working entirely. Upgrading either of the two farms increases the amount of food your farms can store. The wood stockpile and table saw are a package deal, similar to the ore stockpile and furnace. The wood stockpile is where your Palmon store the wood, which then gets processed by your Palmon at the table saw. Upgrading the wood stockpile will increase the storage capacity, while upgrading the table saw will increase the amount of lumber you process per hour. Palmon beds are where your Palmon go at night to sleep. Sleep is important because if your Palmon are sleepy, they'll become more unproductive to the point where they will stop working entirely. Palmon beds also produce experience when Palmon are sleeping, so it's overall a very important building. Upgrading the Palmon bed will increase the amount of XP you gain per hour, and upgrading your Palmon beds to level 10 will turn it into a bunk bed, doubling the amount of Palmon that can rest on one Palmon bed from 4 to 8 Palmon. The Palcatcher workshop is where Palcatchers are produced. Palcatchers is how you get most of your UR Palmon, so it's important that you have a steady supply from the Palcatcher workshop. Upgrading the Palcatcher workshop will allow you to craft Palcatchers faster, getting you more UR Palmon tokens overall. The Alchemy Lab is where your camp produces temperates, which is used to upgrade your equipment. Upgrading Alchemy Labs will increase the amount of temperates you get per hour. The Equipment Smithy is where equipment is produced. From here, you can craft equipment to further power up your Palmon, giving them extra stats. Upgrading the Equipment Smithy will make equipment cost less gold to craft and increase how fast equipment is crafted. The Dreamium Sieve is where Dreamium is produced. Dreamium is a component to crafting equipment at the Equipment Smithy. Upgrading the Dreamium Sieve will increase the amount of Dreamium produced per hour. Squads are where you can set up your Palmon teams to go out and explore, gather, and fight in the world. Upgrading your Palmon squad will allow you to bring more Armigos in each squad, making the squad stronger. The Armigo Hut is where you can train Armigos. Upgrading the Armigo Hut increases its training limits, the amount of Armigos you can have at a time, Armigo training speed, and also unlocks higher level Armigos which are stronger in fights. The hospital is where you can heal injured Armigos. Upgrading the hospital will increase your injured Armigo capacity, as when you're over capacity, your Armigos will die. The Adventure Building is not an upgradable building, but is where you can access Peak Coliseum, Airship Trading, the Dojo, and Palmon Trials. The Field Lab is where you research technology in your camp. There are different branches of technology that will overall make your account stronger. Upgrading your Field Lab will increase how fast you can research your technology, and it'll also unlock more technologies for you to research. The Power Plant is where your camp produces electricity, which is used to upgrade technology. Upgrading the Power Plant will increase the amount of electricity produced per hour. There are 4 totem buildings, each one representing a Palmon element type. Each totem gives Palmon of that type extra stats. Upgrading a totem will increase the amount of stats a Palmon of that type will receive. The shop is where your camp produces gold. Upgrading the shop will increase the amount of gold produced per hour. The stable is where you can see and upgrade your mounts. It also produces mount feed. Upgrading the stable increases the amount of mount feed produced per hour. The Scowl's Perch is where you can complete intel quests. Intel quests are missions that give rewards. It gets upgraded by completing said Intel quests. The hatchery is where you can hatch eggs to get more Palmon. After a certain amount of time, the hatchery provides a free hatch. Upgrading the hatchery will decrease how long it takes between free hatches. Now that we know what each building does, let's talk about which buildings you should prioritize. The most important building in the game is your camp. Especially early on into the game, leveling up your camp is your first priority, as it not only increases the level cap of your Palmon, making your squad stronger, but it also increases the level cap of your buildings as well, making your camp crucial to your progression. The next building you should prioritize is the field lab. The field lab will allow you to research higher level technology, as well as decrease the amount of time technology takes to research. This is important so that you can continue to grow and research more useful technology in the development and growth tech trees, which will catapult your account further. Another building that is a priority upgrade is your Amigo hut. Your Amigo level depends on your highest level Amigo hut, so it's important to keep your Amigo hut upgraded so they can have the highest level Amigos possible, making your squads as strong as possible. So to recap, prioritize your camp, then your field lab, and finally the Amigo huts. Now that we know what to prioritize and why, here are the requirements to level up your camp building. As you can see, it changes from level to level, so you can plan your builders accordingly by pre-upgrading the prerequisite buildings for your next camp level. If you found this guide helpful, then consider throwing a like onto the video and subscribing to the channel for more Palmon survival guides and videos that help you on your journey.